All right, what's going on, my brothers and sisters? Hope everybody's doing well. God bless you. God bless you on this beautiful Monday night. Just got off of Ustream with Big Brother Minnie Man, and I must say we had a good time. You know, to those that could listen in, we was talking about music ministry and everything, and we had a good time. So y'all stay tuned for more of that. And to God be the glory. This video is real deep right here and real dear to my heart. I want to talk about sex offenders for a moment. And let me state this out top so nobody won't look at the title and be mad at me and be like, oh, he finna go off on people. Now, first of all, it's innocent people that's locked up. It's people that have been getting out, men, left and right, that have been getting out, that have been innocent and have served so much time, not wasted, but they done got locked up behind something that they haven't even done. And we always talk about sin and sin. Just a real talk video here. Y'all just feel me with this, because those of y'all that know me know I was, accused of rape. And I went through the same thing of this, being called a rapist, a sex offender, going through all this and going through all that. And when you are innocent, let me tell you something. We always talking about you innocent to proven guilty, but that's a lie to me. Because 9 times out of 10, people gonna pretty much judge you just off of what they done saw or heard. Well, I heard she did this, or well, that ain't what I heard. I heard he did this. Yeah, he did it, or yeah, she did it. And there's so many people locked up right now. And the sad thing that hurts my heart, so many brothers have died in prison. Innocent people have been murdered in prison behind something that they didn't even do. Because when you start talking about child molesters and sex offenders, when you go to the penitentiary, they don't take that very kindly, and they'll turn around and rape you. And you got some men that have already died in prison. Some other men done held them down, pinned them down, and raped them, and they didn't even commit that crime. And they'll never get a chance at life again because they have already been murdered in prison. See, and we talk about this law, the justice. It's really no justice to me. It's just us. It's so many people that need to be locked up that ain't locked up. And there's so many people that's getting out that's committing the same things over and over. And then the innocent people just being overlooked. But let me get to my point in this video, because most people would treat a murderer better than they would treat a sex offender. But we always say, well, sin is sin. Ain't no sin greater than the other. God looks at sin and have a, God got a problem with it when he sees sin is sin. Well, if that's the case, then why are we so quick to look at a sex offender worse than a murderer? Y'all just walk with me for a minute in this video. I don't condemn nobody. I don't embrace sin. I embrace the sinner. Like I say, I believe, and if you did the crime, you got to do the time. But I don't believe in innocent people being locked up and being killed behind something they didn't even do. We always talking about you're going to get a fair trial, and people ain't even getting a fair trial. Some people always say, once again, it don't matter what you have done. And in this life, people will judge you off of the way you are, how much money you got. People that's rich are in a whole other category. When you don't have that much money and you ain't famous, you on this side. But if you rich and got all the money and all the big houses, you on this side. And people put you in categories because of your standards. And God forgives us. God punishes us. I always say God forgives, but it's hard for mankind to forgive. Now, when you look at a sex offender for a moment, like I say, this is on my heart to do this video, because I've been talking to too many brothers that done got out innocent. 20, 30 years of their life, 15 years of their life gone, and they never even raped nobody a day in their life. It's a sad day and time. When I talked about on her how I was accused of rape and went through what I went through dealing with it, so many people that I know in my neighborhood, the church that I attend, pretty much looked at me as a bad person. Now I'm talking about church folks, the one who's supposed to love, to forgive. They put me in the category as a rapist. Don't have your kids around him. So I'm talking about what I went through too, my brothers and sisters. So many people was threatening me. I'm gonna kill him. We're gonna make an example out of him. See, all this putting a label on sin is a trip to me. Because people, I just told them in Sunday school Sunday, so many people want to label sin now and make it look like, well, at least I'm not gay, or I'm not drunk, I'm not a hoe, so I'm better than them. No, you're not better than them. And we putting this label on sin, and that's a big problem. See, I had to go through all these stages of probation. No one wanted to hire me because of the crime I was charged with. People didn't even want to live beside me. People scared of me. You know, like I say, don't make sure you don't take your kids around him. This is how people do you. And then I look at how crooked the law is. But we say we treat everybody equally and there's no sin greater than the other. But when you are a sex offender, it's crazy how people do you. It's crazy how people do you. And my heart goes out so hard for the innocent people. That's why I say everybody is not guilty. And to the ones that's been getting out, my prayers is with you every day. Spent all that time for something you didn't even do. I mean, you can't pay. How you pay a man back time out of his life? So, like I say, when you are registered as a sex offender, you are looked down on very hard. A lot of people don't want to forgive you. And just to show you how screwed up people is, the system is, like I say now, walk with me. I'm going to try to be brief in this video. I know it's been long enough already. When you are a sex offender, this is what JT went through. People can go online on this internet here, see your face, where you stay at, and then you got to be so many feet away from the schools. You can't be nowhere close to these children. Anywhere kids at, you can't be around. Some people want you to put a sign in your front yard as a sex offender. You got to carry the blue card as a sex offender. Yes, your boy JT went through all of this. So everyone know you as a sex offender. And they want to make an example out of a sex offender. But check this out. A murderer. Me and my mom was just talking about this. Check this out. People don't even treat a murderer as worse as a sex offender. A murderer can get out of prison and stay right beside you and you won't even know it. They don't make a murderer go through what sex offenders go through. Man could have been done murdered his whole family and moved right next door to you and you wouldn't even know what he have done. But a sex offender can get out and move right beside you and you know that that's a sex offender. Y'all feel me? But this is the law. This is what they call equal. This is justice. Now, wouldn't you like to know who your neighbors are? Yes, you would, wouldn't you? You like to know who you stand around. And I'm not saying that to be judgmental, because you never know when you got to go next door to your right or your left or in front of you to borrow something, or you might need a ride. Something might happen to your car. So you kind of like to know who you are hanging around. But they put sex offenders on blast. So once again, look at this. You can have a cold-blooded murderer next to you. Now, you got somebody that can rape a child, and they got to be put on blast. But if somebody murder a child and move next beside you, you'll never hear about it. Unless they just happen to bring it up or you find out through somebody else. A murderer can go where they won't let the sex offender go. See, check this out. I'm going to close in a minute. We keep the sex offenders away from the schools, the recreation centers, but we let the murderers walk right on in the front door. See, some people ain't going to like this video. JT, are you agreeing with sex offenders? Are you agreeing that people... Not what I'm saying is God is the judge. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm also saying is right is right, wrong is wrong. Just because this person did this crime or this person did this crime, why is it? It's not equal. Remember when Jesus and Barabbas, they rather have the murderer than a man that never committed not one sin a day in his life. They said kill Jesus pretty much and give us Barabbas. This man was a murderer. So murderers get it made easier than sex offenders. You really look at it. They won't hire you if you're a sex offender because they always want to know, why did you do that? Who did you rape? A thief will get hired before a sex offender. You can get a thief with 2 strikes, felonies, who will steal everything from the company once they get hired in before they will hire in a sex offender. He can have a felony and get hired. But a sex offender is most likely not to get hired. The police got to come by your house to make sure you still stay there. Neighbors got to look at the cops come over your house. This is what I used to have to go through. They come knock on my door certain times of the month to make sure you still stay there. And if you move, you got to register at they police department all over again as a sex offender. If you move, just say I stay right here, my zip code 75209. If I get anywhere out of here, then I got to register. Thank God I don't have to do this no more, my brother and sisters. But back then, if I would have moved, but I've been in the same spot all my life, but if I would have had to move, I would have had to register at their police department. See, God cleared my name. God was my lawyer. God looked at his child who was innocent and said, leave my son alone. So that's why my heart goes out to sex offenders that's really innocent, especially. You know, let me really say that about the ones that's innocent. My heart goes out to you because I can relate to being innocent and going through what you're going through and knowing how it feels to be in this world by yourself when it look like everybody, even your own family, turn your back on you and you got to walk these different places and people be saying, why did you rape her? And people don't even know what's going on. We quick to say it don't matter what you have done in your life, but in people's eyes, it really do matter what you have done. But thank God in God's eyes that God can look past our faults, our mistakes, our sins, and forgive us. Now, God ain't stupid. God is going to punish us. So with that being said, God bless you. God keep you. Y'all, let's learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope and pray for tomorrow. See you on the next one. I got a few more videos to do tonight, and then I'm going to call it a night. God bless you. Peace.